Good. Let me share the screen. Let me just show you the syllabus of financial management. Good. So here we are on this. Some people would be like, "Kitne tab open kar rakhe hai?" Meri marzi. Now this is the syllabus we have for. No, this is for MBA. Just a minute, please. This is for MBA General MU actually. We are in the business analytics. 70% of the things are same. Rest few things will be different. Exclusively offered only to the business analytics students. Good. So this is how the first module looks like. We are going to go into the financial management, the first module, which will be introduction, as it's there for every subject. We'll explore the time value of money in a great detail. And the best thing about this entire syllabus, my dear friends, is that, check it out, observe. At the end of every module, you have something called application in Excel. Again, you have got the application using Excel. So here as well, we have got application using Excel, applications using Excel, applications using Excel. So it's not just about the pen paper calculations we'll be doing. That's what we have been doing since many number of years. Sir, after getting the conceptual clarity utmost, right? We will also explore that concept practically on the live data sets. Those data sets will be taken from the official websites. The real-time data sets will be taken to apply those concepts on our data sets. So the first module is focusing solely on the risk return parameters and the time value of money. The time value of money looks very simple for some of the people. They are like, sir, कितनी बार time value of money आता है? जहां पे भी देखो बिजनेस स्टैटिस्टिक्स में आ जाता है, मैथमेटिक्स में आ जाता है, इधर आ जाता है, कितनी बार टाइम वैल्यू ऑफ मनी आएगा? That is the base of the financial management, I tell you. Every advanced concepts of the financial management, whether it is the pricing of derivatives or the forecasting of the shares, or you want to do the valuation of the shares, that whether you should invest in that stock or not, all such sort of advanced calculations are based on the time value of money. That is going to the base for health. So many number of concepts in the AFM. We are going to explore the time value of money in the best possible manner. Not just that, we will use the finance functions given by the Excel to solve some real practical tasks. Now let's go to the second module, my dear friends. Once you get the introduction of it, once you get to know what is the time value of money, how the finance actually works for all of us, any business would come to the point of collection of the money from the various sources. That is the first and foremost step in the establishment of any startup, any business, any profession. You require the money, yes or no? And whenever the money will come into the picture, the source of finances will come into the picture. Now we'll look into the advantages and disadvantages of the various sources of finance putting together. We'll come to know that which source of finance is the most suitable as per the requirement of the company and the startup. Which source of finance should be avoided based on the bottlenecks and the constraints which the company is facing. Majority of the startups nowadays are coming up, are forming up in the organization structure of the company, because you get the various incentive if you are putting your startup registration in the company format. And when it comes to the company, the various types of shares as well come into the picture. So we'll come to know that how to find the cost of any finance. How we'll be able to calculate the overall cost of finance for us. When I say the cost, that means any source of finance comes with the consequences. वो आपकी सेवा करने के लिए नहीं बैठे हैं भैया। जो भी आपको पैसे दे रहे हैं उनको भी साथ में कुछ रिटर्न चाहिए, दे नीड सम रिटर्न्स. So how we can find the cost of each and every source of finance? What will be the overall source of finance cost? And then we'll go to the Excel, and my dear friends, we'll take some real life case studies as well as the data sets to find the overall cost of capital. We'll compare it with from industry to industry, from company to company, so that we come to know that whether we have the too much of burden of the cost of finance, or it's too less for us, or we are enjoying the competitive advantage in terms of less cost of finance as compared to others. Okay, sir, once the fund is collected from the various sources, it can be equity, it can be preference share, it can be some modern source of finance like venture capital, it can be seed financing, it can be crowdfunding, it can be the debt and borrowing taken from the financial institution and company. Then, sir, once we get it, then we are going to first establish our long-term projects, the capital investments. You get the money. Now you are investing into the capital projects. Now, what is that capital project, sir? The business idea you have come across with, whatever the capital investment you require in terms of machinery, in terms of technology, in terms of patents, in terms of building, in terms of any sort of a plant or equipment, is a capital expenditure for you, yes or no? Because that would have the life more than 1 year. It is not just a normal expense. सर मजा आ रहा था, फर्नीचर परचेस करके सेल कर दिया. नहीं बेटा, फर्नीचर ऐसे तुम सेल नहीं करते. It's not a normal day-to-day trading activity for you until and unless you are the furniture dealer. It's a capital investment for you. Now, how can you make any capital investment decision? What can be the parameters to judge that whether you should make the capital expenditure or not in any of the project? You come across with the various alternatives for the machinery, you know. How do you evaluate it? It's a layman language that they would be like, सर ऐसा तो होता है मशीनरी जो अच्छी होती है परचेस, तो अच्छी होती है का क्या डेफिनेशन होता है फाइनेंशियली, वेदर दैट इज अ साउंड ऑल्टरनेटिव और नॉट. नाउ हियर every decision making will be evaluated based on whether they are financially sound or not, whether the required rate of return of us financially, whether the expectations of us financially are getting satisfied in that investment or not. To evaluate that, we have the capital budgeting techniques. That is the third module. We are going to explore those capital budgeting techniques. And let me tell you, those capital budgeting techniques are not just applicable only in the business capital investments. It can be applicable even at the personal financial management perspective. You want to take some investment decision, whether, sir, to invest in the stock or should take the real estate property. Which one is the better for me when it comes to the return expectations? Capital budgeting technique will be applicable there. बेटा छोटे छोटे डिसीजंस भी लेने हैं आपको पर्सनल फाइनेंशियल मैनेजमेंट पर्सपेक्टिव के, वहां पर भी कैपिटल बजटिंग डिसीजंस आपको काम आएंगे, टेक्निक्स वहां पे काम आएंगे. एनपीवी, पीआई, आरआरआर, एमआईआरआर, so many techniques we are going to explore there. So we have seen the three phases. First, we understood that how the finance works by going to introduction, by understanding the time value of money. Then we moved to how to gather the source of finance. You know, the which source of finance is the most suitable and appropriate as per the requirement of the company and as per the bottlenecks and the constraints which are faced by the company. You gather the money, now you are investing it. How to take that investment decision, on what basis you take that investment decision, how you evaluate whether you should take the decision or not. Capital decision making. Investment decision can also be called as the capital budgeting decision. Your company is started. आपने सेल्स करना शुरू कर दिया. Machinery is established. Building expenditure has done. Production has been started. You have started selling the goods. You have started earning the money. You have started making the payment to all the stakeholders. Now, all the people who had contributed in your source of finance, they are not there for voluntary service, right? वो आपकी सेवा करने के लिए वहां पे नहीं आए हैं. उनको कुछ पैसा चाहिए. So what kind of a money they would be requiring? Say the source of finance is the debt or the borrowing. They would be requiring the interest, right? And here you do not have any decision taking power because interest is something which is already been fixed. Some sort of percentage or some criteria parameter for the calculation of interest is already been fixed right at the contract agreement you make with the banks and financial institution. वहां पे तो decision making कुछ है ही नहीं. तो decision making कहां पे आएगा? Where the decision making will actually take place? It will take place when it comes to the dividend, because dividend is something which is not mandatory for company to give, you know. So if you sir pay the dividend, then what will be the effect on the market price of the company? If you pay the dividend, then whether you will be better off or not. There are various dilemmas related to the payment of dividend, you know. Dividend is paid to the shareholders, right? Every stakeholders from whom you have sought the money, you have taken the money, they are fixed in nature. Interest you will have to bear at any cost. There is no decision making involved now. You have already taken the decision, you are supposed to pay the interest, as simple as that. But sir, when it comes to the equity shares, the source of finance, there is again a one decision to be made on a regular frequent basis, whether to pay the dividend or not. If you decide to pay the dividend, and up to what extent the dividend to be paid. If I'll be making the dividend of 2 rupees per share, whether that would be the most beneficial one, or if I pay 5 rupees per share, that would be the most beneficial one. You consider the expectations of the shareholders. You also consider the fund requirements and availability with the company. You also consider what will be the long-term impact on the company and its company's financial stability because of the payment of dividend. There are dilemmas there. There are various decisions to be taken there. It can be looked from the various dimensions. If you pay the dividend, then also there are advantages, disadvantages. If you do not pay the dividend, then also there are disadvantages, advantages. But this is not a kind of a subject where everything is, it depends, you know. This is not a behavioral kind of a decision-making subject. No, it must be financially proven that whether it is beneficial or not. There must be a proper measurement scale to take any decision here. You cannot make the intuitive decision for such kind of decisions, you know. सर मजा आया इसलिए कर दिया, तो बेटा मजा आया इसलिए कर दिया तो नहीं चलेगा. सर मुझे अंदर से इंट्यूशन हुआ कि ये करना चाहिए, तो रहने दे भाई, तुझे बिजनेस नहीं करना चाहिए. इट मस्ट बी फाइनेंशियली साउंड. सर मुझे वाइब्स आई कि ये अच्छा है, तो वाइब्स तो बहुत लोगों को बहुत पॉजिटिव वाइब्स आई बहुत समय पे. इट मस्ट बी properly measurable scale, you know, to evaluate that whether you should take the decision. So what will be the exact impact on the share price if you will pay the dividend? First of all, there are various criteria, parameters to check that whether the dividend should be paid or not. So these are the calculations we are going to do in the module number 4. Module number 5 is the working capital. Now let's again go back to the flow. You have understood the basics of finance, how to, you know, operate the money. Now you have understood the financing decision, how you get the money from the various sources, what are the pros and cons of it, what is the optimum capital structure, how much debt you should take, how much equity you should take, how much other sources you should have. Then you have invested that money, and while taking the investment decisions, you have come across with some of the capital budgeting decisions, techniques. Now your business is started, you have started making the profits. The dilemma is whether to distribute the dividend or not, up to what extent the dividend should be distributed. Now, my dear friends, the fifth and the most important part is the working capital management. Now, working capital management is something that's where every company fails. If you just check the startup ratios, around 90% of the startups are getting bankrupt or are ceasing to exist just in a 1 or 2 year to establishment. And the major problem why they are not able to survive is the lack of effective working capital management, the rolling settlement of cash. When I say working capital, no, working capital stands for the day-to-day activity, the money, the funds you require for the day-to-day activities of the business. Because my dear friends, all these major decisions you have taken till now, no, are one-time decision. You can take the help of the expert while taking that one-time decision. You are not going to the equity on daily basis. सुबह उठ के ब्रश करके मैंने इक्विटी इश्यू कर दिया, ऐसा तो नहीं होता. लेकिन सुबह उठ के ब्रश करके रोज बिजनेस करने जाना पड़ता है. रोलिंग सेटलमेंट कैश के रोज आपको रोटेट करने हैं. So it is something which is a very day-to-day activity. Working capital management is a day-to-day activity. You can take the help of the experts if the decisions are not frequent. If you are supposed to take the decision only in a year, you go to the chartered accountants, you go to the finance experts, you go to the CFAs. But sir, day to day manage करना कैश, तो वहां पे तो मेरे खुद के पास स्किल्स होनी चाहिए, वहां पे तो मेरे खुद के पास एक्सपर्टीज होनी चाहिए. So that's where the people struggle. After the establishment of the startup, if nothing happens in 2 years, then what we'll do? Do we have the enough arrangements of the cycle and the rolling settlements of the cash during this 2 years period time? And if not, then what are the alternatives we are right now looking to? How we'll be able to run the business when we'll be facing the liquidity crisis? Just like the COVID situation that has occurred now, many of the people, many of the businesses are facing the liquidity crisis. Rolling settlements are not happening. How to manage your working capital efficiently at that time? What should be the amount of working capital? If you will be blocking too much of working capital, disadvantage. If you will have the less working capital, again a disadvantage. So what should be the optimum balance to be striked to keep the working capital? Basically, working capital is nothing but the total of current assets. Now, current assets are expected to be realized within a 1 year, right? You people are aware about it. तो ही तुम current asset कह सकते हो उसे. Some people also use the terminology of the net working capital, which is current asset minus current liabilities. Now, what should be the efficient and sufficient and appropriate working capital? What should be the sufficient amount of cash that you should have while running the business? If you are holding too much of cash, it's a problem. If you do not have the sufficient cash, again a problem. So what should be the optimum balance? A working capital management problem. Similar way, if you'll be allowing too much of debtors, which is again a part of the current assets, if you'll just keep on giving the debtors, the dues, again a problem. And if you do not give any credit to the debtors, then also there would be a problem. Specifically, if they would be getting it from some of your competitors. So every decisions will be forming a part of the working capital, which is the day-to-day activity in any business. So this is how the systematic flow of the financial management looks like. Just again put it in the back of your mind. Starts with the basics, time value of money. Again it goes to the sources of finance. Then it goes to the investment decisions. Then it goes to repayment of returns to the people who have invested in your company. So basically, in the dividend decision making, you are supposed to take the decision now that whether to pay the dividend, up to what extent, what will be the effect of the dividend on the market price of the share if it is a public traded company, what will be the pros and cons of making the payment of dividend at whatever the amount you decide. And then efficiently running the business, the day-to-day activities, which is also called as the working capital management. Management of your current assets and current liabilities is the working capital management. So this is how the syllabus looks like. Any question or any queries? Anything which you want to understand in a better way from my side, you can ask it to me. I can see that my students are not interacting this time around. कुछ कुछ बीच में अगर किसी को पूछना हो, no queries Hemali, good to see that. Okay, now there are two perspectives to look at the financial management, please. Two perspectives. One is from the organization structure, business organization wise. Here in this case, our focus is on the business organization perspective. That if you are running a company, if you are running a business, how to manage the source of finance and all such sort of things. Now that is from the perspective and the dimension of the company. There is one more perspective to look at the financial management, which is the personal financial management. That is entirely about your financing decisions. I tell you, nowadays, if you put the decisions in two brackets, one is the financial decision, another one is the non-finance decision. I guess 95-97% of the decisions will be in the finance category decisions. आप यहाँ से ऑटो रिक्शा में जाते हो कि बस में जाते हो, that is also a finance decision, right? What kind of meal you will be taking. Now see, I know that various other parameters also works, but you are supposed to pay the money. Finance is always going to be the constraint for you. Many of the people think that we should not go to the Flavors right now or the Imperial Palace. Majority of the reasons sometimes would be the finance. जाना है लेकिन क्या करें, हर बार तो इतना पैसा स्पेंड नहीं कर सकते. So that is the perspective of the personal financial management. So whenever we'll be exploring the concept based on the company's perspective, I will also look back something into a personal finance management perspective. How to manage our money well, what are the various investment avenues we have got, how to get the returns from those investment avenues. So I'll keep on giving you a bit of exposure about the personal financial management perspective too, so that it should have the application at the individual level as well. It shouldn't be like कि सर कंपनी के लेवल का ही पूरा एप्लीकेशन पढ़ रहे हैं, नहीं, खुद के लेवल का भी कुछ ना कुछ सीखते जाएंगे, कुछ ना कुछ करेंगे. Do not worry. And specifically in the time value of money, I'll be taking care of it, where the personal financial management perspective will be covered in the great extent and great detail. Now the textbook you are going to follow is the Financial Management Theory and Practice. Just after the completion of this session, I'm going to circulate this textbook to you. I have the PDF copy of it, though it's illegal in nature, but I have taken it from somewhere. Anyway, nowadays the WhatsApp is also not very private. It can also be encrypted by anyone. हर कोई की चैट बाहर आ जाती है यार. ये मीडिया वाले तो इसकी चैट ने इसको ऐसे कंफर्म बोला, यार इसके पास ये डेटा आ कहां से गया. बट एनीवे, मैं गूगल क्लासरूम के अंदर आपको सर्कुलेट कर दूंगा. अभी इलीगल एक्टिविटी करनी है तो कुछ कर ही लेते हैं. You're not supposed to refer any other textbooks. This MS Excel textbook which they have referred, no? We have developed our own exercises, our own data sets, our own Excel files, where we are going to perform this practices. So no need to go into that. You may note it down if you want to लेकिन मैं ये फॉरवर्ड अभी करने ही वाला हूँ, पूरा टेक्स्ट बुक ही आपको दे देने वाला हूँ. Okay, so now I want to know, once the clarification of this syllabus is done, that what's your expectation from this subject? I want to satisfy your expectations, so that's why I can mold my delivery as well as the outlook towards the subject. What you are expecting from it, what new you want to learn from it. So I'll try to incorporate that perspective dimension in various concepts I'm going to deliver. May we have the interaction, please? What you are expecting. I'll try to put it somewhere in my delivery, in my content that I'll be telling you. Anyone? Just write your expectations. You may also write it in the chat box. Then also it's fine. Giving you 1 minute to think about it. Don't worry. No one? Any specific expectations? Any new concept you would try to explore here? Any expectations in terms of content delivery? Let me know. I'll try to incorporate that. Okay, nothing is there. सर हमें कुछ एक्सपेक्टेशन है ही नहीं, आपको जो करना है वो कर लेंगे. Oops. Fine, no worries. Okay, you people are aware about this evaluation scheme. 20% will be the CEC component, rubrics. Here the faculty is king. ये इसीलिए रखा गया है कि कोई फैकल्टी के साथ बिगाड़े नहीं. Just joking. Then we have the internal assessment, which is the mid-semester examination that will be forming a 30% of your marks. And then 50% of the marks, your CGPA, SGPA, will be based on your final examination performance. So here, something which is a bread butter for you, 20%, do not miss that. What are the projects, assignments will be given to you, circulated to you on a timely basis. Please be regular in that. Do not lose this 20 easy marks. Internal assessment, and then end semester examination. That's the same pattern for almost all the subjects here, except few subjects which are quite practical and software based in nature. Okay, so that's the introduction of the financial management. From the next lecture onwards, we will go into the concepts of the introduction as well as the time value of money. So that's it from my side. I'm not stretching it further. Just put your enrollment number as a mark of your attendance. Do not forget it. That's it from my side for the day. Bye-bye. Take care. Sayonara. Enjoy the rest of the day. See you all in the next session with the utmost of energy and enthusiasm. Bye-bye. Take care.